the more you struggle, the bigger your advantage is. Because struggle means you are willing to change. I noticed that a lot of successful people started their life not easy at all. They were struggling so much. And I always wondered, how did they struggle way more than I did? And how did that help them to be more successful? And that is, if you are in a situation like you are homeless, you feel like you have nothing to lose. You already don't have a roof over your head. So you might as well risk it all and try something because you're in that position to not lose anything. An average life with an average income leaves us in this comfort zone where we kind of feel uncomfortable, but we don't lose that comfort zone, right? We have our job, we have our paycheck that we get regularly. Our situation kind of sucks, but it doesn't give us that struggle that we feel like, okay, we need to change everything. We might want to change, but we're not willing to risk giving up our job and losing that paycheck that we're so used to. And that's why we stay there. And the problem about that is that a situation that sucks leaves us to complain about our situation. Maybe we look at other people and point at them and be like, okay, they have way more money, way more comfort than we have. Our life just sucks. So how can we change that? We can change that by pushing ourselves off the edge. Something external. Let's say you live in this town, you have an apartment, and everything is kind of like fine, but still you don't feel like you're living a fulfilled life. And you kind of want to change that, but at the same time, you're scared if you risk it all that you lose the friends, that you lose the job, that you lose the income that you have. You're kind of thinking in this worried mindset that you're like, okay, worst things comes to worst. And that is what keeps you off of trying to chase your dreams. Now let's say you always wanted to leave the country or you always wanted to move somewhere else, but your comfort zone sucked you up, your average life sucked you up. What does that mean? So let's say something bad happens and your whole apartment burns down. Now the change or the problem has been happening to me. Now I have to deal with the situation that I'm put in externally, and now this pushes me off the edge to actually move somewhere else that I always wanted to move to, because now I don't have a second option to stay anymore because the building burned down, right? So sometimes these terrible things that happen to us can help us to become a person that we haven't been before because it pushes us off the edge. I met people that were so broke, that were so poor, like 60K in debt, and they were making less than minimum wage. So they knew I'll probably never be able to pay off my debt in this lifetime if I still remain working minimum wage and living paycheck to paycheck, because I don't have any more money left at the end of the month to pay off my debt. So that kind of seems like a hopeless situation, but I met these people that told me that is what pushed them off the edge to try and chase their dreams, to have so many failed businesses, because they knew I already lost. But that situation where they thought they lost it all kept pushing them to get over and beyond. And that's why I want to tell you, you can also put yourself and push yourself off the situation by quitting your job, going all in on, let's say, social media, and you'll probably fall first because that's what you do. Like, no one just succeeds in life from early on. There will always be like trial and error where you question yourself. What I've seen that a lot of people that struggle a lot, I'm following this runner and she quit her corporate job and just went all in on running and social media, and that will help you, that pushing, because now you don't have that income and you feel like, okay, I need to make that money in order to pay my rent, in order to pay for groceries. That will help you to go all in. That will help you to start creating content every day, because now you have to do something or else you're going to end up without an apartment. So I understand that if you already have a family with kids and you're like responsible for kids, for pets, for certain family members that you need to look after, we have a limited capacity of time and money, right? So I do understand that that scares you a lot, but what I've learned in my life is the scarier situation that I put myself into, the bigger the learning was. And even if you lose all your money doing something that can help you doing your next step, We need to learn to embrace losing and failing first before we succeed. And that happens with like every successful business owner. They had to struggle first. If you do a certain sport, if you start from scratch and never working out before, you're going to struggle, you're going to fail, you're going to feel like you have so many setbacks. Sometimes you run faster, sometimes you run slower. I'm experiencing that as a new runner, and that just helps me to keep motivated and to keep pushing because I do see results. They come in slower. It's not like a video game where you get the reward right away. It's kind of like growing your own plants. In a video game, everything happens within a day. You can grow your plant or your character. The reward system happens so fast. The problem about that is that we get so used to that we don't like growing naturally anymore. We are so used to checking our phone and getting informations. We can refresh all the time, but that's not leading us to feel fulfilled. What I've learned, especially with my journey, is that it's so important that you learn to be the superhero of your own story. No matter how you choose to live, life will always come with its ups and downs. If you're rich, if you're poor, if you choose to work a job that you don't like that pays well versus a job that pays not well but you like. Every time, every decision that you make will have its ups and downs. So choose the right struggle, choose the right pain, and choose the right purpose to fight for, to take the ups and take the downs. Because if you're struggling doing the bare minimum to maintain a bare minimum kind of lifestyle, you will not feel fulfilled. You will wake up tired. You will not want to go to work. You will not have enough energy to cook. You will spend your money on so many things externally to make you happy, materialistic things, but at the end of the day, you might wake up one day in a retirement home and you will look back on your life and you will like, what if I only tried this? Would I have been succeeding? I see that on social media all the time on Instagram where people are like, now I need to work that job. If I only would have started a YouTube at 14 years old. And I'm like, you can still do it. I'm following people that motivate me, and that helps me so much to push me to believe in myself. And I think like sometimes we underestimate the people and energy that we surround ourselves with. I'm following this older woman and she's like 63. She started her social media career at like 60. She's just a living example that everyone grows at a different speed, realizes things at like a different age. It doesn't make sense to compare ourselves to people our age that have different things because their life circumstances are different. They also have struggles. You might just not see them on the outside, but they do have struggles. And knowing that no matter what kind of situation you put yourself into, you will always have that struggle. So choose the right struggle. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you could gain anything from this, and I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye!